So, Kurt, what became of this footage over the intervening 26 years, and what was involved in putting it back into the film?
Like you were saying, boy, how much time you got? Well, first of all, I want to get rid of any myth. There's been question about, did we colorize the black and white? Obviously not. We found the original made. We were looking through salt mines where we have storage in Kansas, footage, storage at Warner Brothers, storage in London, and found some of the notes, found the negative, found some black and white dupes from the screens you guys did, and piece by piece put it back together. And the last piece that drove me nuts, we couldn't find that disco piece. We were down, we had to deliver this thing, and I couldn't find it. So I had the crew go through the negative 3 additional times to find it. And then, yeah, and then that whole ending had nothing built. We had, because what I found was we had a temp track, right? Like the plant busting out of the pot, right? It had this like clink sound. That's not going to work. So we built it from the ground up. And we
sound effects here are new and they're gorgeous. You know, they really are.
And then the visual effects, we tried not to modernize it. We tried to blend it so it stayed true to the film. And some of the effects you had, because back then they were photochemical, some of those effects were partially done. We had some of the plates, but not all of them. So.
Yeah, can I just jump in for a second? First of all, there's maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4, well, it used to, they're called opticals then, they're kind of digital, computer animation, essentially. There's only about 3 or 4 shots. Everything else is real. Everything you see is totally real. That plant weighed a ton. There's a guy in the head. There were people in the background moving a big steel girder, moving that. There were 30 puppeteers underneath. We averaged about 30 takes every time we did a take. But I wanted to say one thing here, because there's one person who's not up here. First of all, Kurt is up here, which is so great because his team did an incredible job. But Richard Conway is the one who did all the miniatures at the end.
Yes.
And I'll tell you my joy here. My joy is when we received that 13% and it was unreleasable, I had to call Richard after Howard and I knew we had to do a happy ending. It was the worst phone call. I said, Richard, you know that? You know all the stuff you worked on for a year, all your people, and about $1 million? We can't use any of it. I had to call him in London. It was the worst call, it was awful. And we didn't use it. And then, when I heard that this was gonna happen, I called Richard Conway in London. About 6 months ago, I said, Richard, this is a voice from the past. Guess what? I told him he was over the moon. So that's my joy.
This isn't exactly what we saw at San Jose, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It is? Oh.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Take that, San Jose.
Yeah. And also LA. We did LA. I said, please, can we try one more time? LA. Same thing happened in LA. Same thing.
Yeah, we tried to get to the definitive cut, if you will, at the moment when you guys had to cut it off. Because you were fine-tuning it every time you went to another screening. So we were looking at other black and white dupes that had variations. So we tried to find the last that you guys left off.
Yeah, and those of you who know digital but don't know film, it's a whole different ballgame. When you do a preview, you don't save what you had. You rip the film apart, and then you can't find it again. So that's why Kurt had to do all that.
Well,
Frame by frame.
I wish we could talk about the film all night, but I understand that Alan and Ellen have a little surprise for us. You may have wondered if we were running a silent film in here tomorrow, but then piano is not on stage by accident.
Last time we did something together was I still have my mullet. lift up your head, wash off your mascara. Here, take my Kleenex, wipe that lipstick away. Show me your face, clean as the morning. I know things were bad, but now they're okay. Suddenly Seymour is standing beside you. You don't need no makeup, don't have to pretend. Suddenly Seymour is here to provide you sweet understanding. Seymour's your friend. Little shop of horrors, little shop of terror, call a cop. Little shop of horrors, no, oh, oh, no. Little shop of horrors, pop, pop. Never stop the terror, watch them drop. Little shop of horrors, no, oh, oh, no. Shing-a-ling, oh, what a creepy thing to be happening. Look out, look out, look out, look out. Shang-a-lang, feel the storm and drag in the air. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sha-la-la, stop right where you are, don't you move a thing. Better, telling you you better. Tell your mama something's gonna get her. She better, everybody better beware. When I was younger, just a bad kid, I noticed many things I did, like shooting puppies with a BB gun, and throwing guppies when I was done. I found a pussy cat and bashed its head. And then my mama said, what did she say? She said, my boy, I think someday you'll find a way to make the natural tendencies pay. You have a talent for causing things pain. Son, be a dentist. People will pay you to be inhumane. Your temperament's raw for the priesthood. Your teaching would suit you still less. Son, be a dentist. You'll be a success. Stay up.
Ah.
Stay up.
Ah.
Better wait a minute. Better hold the phone. Better mind your manners. Better change your tone. Don't you threaten me, son. Got a lot of gold. Gonna do things my way or we won't do things at all. You don't know what you're messing with. You got no idea. You don't know what you're looking at when you're looking here. You don't know what you're up against. Don't know way, no how. You don't know what you're messing with, but I'm gonna tell you. Na 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 na. Get this straight, I'm just a mean green mother from outer space and I'm bad. A mean green mother from outer space and it looks like you've been had. I'm just a mean green mother from outer space and get off my back, get out my face, 'cause I'm mean and green. A mean green mother from outer space, I'm mean and green.